move on to Hollywood Studios. This one made me sad.
Uh-oh.
So Jennifer said, mine, I think, is Tower of Terror is overrated. Makes my stomach hurt every time I write it. Sorry.
I wouldn't know.
Listen here, Jennifer. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding.
Listen here, Jennifer.
It is it is my favorite ride.
That's your
It's
real
my
name.
fave. It's my fave. But I understand because Jared won't write it. Our daughter won't write it. And there's a lot of people that won't write it for that reason. So I can understand your feelings.
I mean,
are they correct?
I don't think it's,
kidding.
You know,
just kidding.
Like, hey, would you like to go into an elevator and be dropped multiple stories? Like,
yes.
I'm good.
Yes, I would.
I don't really think that's enjoyable.
It's so fun.
But, yeah.
It's so fun.
I haven't ridden it, but I agree. Which means my opinion is pointless, but I just like to say that. But I will stand by my opinion very strongly.
All right. So Pamela says, Rise of the Resistance is unique and fun, but comes behind Tron, Guardians, and Flight of Passage for me in terms of thrill level and what I would be willing to wait the longest for.
You can make a case for that. I think what Rise of the Resistance has going against it. Now, Rise of the Resistance is this is one of these rides I will say, when you ride it, you're like, wow. Like that. This is it's almost like you're in a scene from a movie sort of thing. Like I
think that's on purpose.
Right. The fact that like it was actually, I feel like that was almost a first pitch ride, and usually that would get pared down a little bit, and they just like, no, let's just go with it. So in that way, I think it's I enjoy it a lot. Maybe not a great ride. I love that ride. The thing that's going against it is it's based off of the sequel trilogy. So for me, I'm just like, eh. Like if you were on the Death Star doing all that, oh my gosh. And like Vader was in there. Yeah, I would love it. I could see, I don't necessarily agree with some of those rides, but I could see like, I mean, those are all the other rides you named are great rides. So
I know.
I don't necessarily disagree. Like, I guess it would just depend on, like, it just kind of depend on like that day maybe. But I mean, Flight of Passage, it's probably a better ride, I would say. I think I would agree with that. Guardians depends. Like, Guardians is a cool coaster, but I would probably prefer Rise over Guardians just because I'm not huge on roller coasters. What was the other one she said?
Tron.
Yeah. I'd probably do Rise over Tron, but what about you?
Because of the intricacies of the ride, now the theming of it, of the Star Wars stuff, doesn't necessarily appeal to me. I appreciate how complex it is and how interactive it is. And I think it's amazing. But again, it's not my favorite. I'd rather do Guardians. I'd rather do Guardians.
Yeah, it kind of depends on what you want out of something, for sure. But yeah, I mean, I could see where you're coming from. Like, I wouldn't sit there and tell you that you're wrong. I would just say it just depends.
I mean, like, am I waiting 2 hours for it?
No.
Am I waiting 2 hours for Guardians? No.
I'm not waiting 2 hours.
Am I waiting 2 hours for Tron? No, I'm not waiting 2 hours for any of these.
Listen, that's a better question. What would you wait 2 hours for?
Oh gosh, that's a hard question because I go so much, so I don't know if I can answer that.
I tell you right now, the only thing I'd wait 2 hours for, but it doesn't involve Disney World, so I won't say it. It'd be Super Nintendo World stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like that because I haven't experienced it. I'd be like, okay, fine. But
Brian Kane, he mentioned a couple, but I'm going to say Rock and Roller Coaster should never get a retheme. Keep it Aerosmith, huh? What do you think? What do you think, Jared?
I think Aerosmith's okay, but I definitely think it needs something.
Fine.
I don't know if Aerosmith.
That was a question. Aerosmith is
fine. I would just.
I
made you snort. I win.
I'm sorry.
I think I would disagree just because I don't know if Aerosmith. You know what would be something to be a huge draw in that ride?
What?
And I think you would agree with this.
What?
Like, just imagine if you did like Rock and Roller Coaster with like NSYNC or some boy band version of it.
Shut up.
All the moms would go wild.
I'm so there.
Like, I think that would draw a lot of people. You could keep the ride exactly the same and just because apparently I've seen this pop up lately. I'm pretty sure NSYNC's about to go on tour.
If they don't do a reunion tour, it is travesty. They're not doing anything else.
Well, they went on. I saw a clip. Mind you,
kidding.
I see this because of stuff. So we both have access, obviously, to the CTM Instagram.
Yes.
So many of the things you see, obviously you get fed more because you're on there more than me.
True.
And
so
one
are
of
you
them
seeing
was,
a lot of NSYNC stuff?
I saw a lot because I was checking stuff today, and NSYNC was
I'm not
on
even sad
the
about
hot
that.
ones where you go in there and eat those hot wings. And I'm like, and it said like basically like we may or may not have been on, but they were talking about they were like eating Tums and like taking stuff beforehand. I'm like, there'd be no other reason they would all go on there unless it was for the fact they're promoting something.
They're promoting their new song that's on the Trolls soundtrack because they wrote a song for the movie,
And he's in the movie.
and Timberlake is in the movie.
But they got to be going on tour.
There's literally a clip of him singing "You're All I Ever Wanted."
No, we just got copyright strike. Thanks a lot, Jamie.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. We didn't go
Okay. Anyway, so you actually hear him sing that, and when I saw the trailer, I about died. I literally was like, I'm gonna faint.
Jamie ran in and grabbed me. I thought terrible news had happened. No, she was just telling me they're going into. Mind you, by the way,
so they could do it. Or are they promoting the song?
Listen, if they go on tour, I'll tell you, we can travel to the nearest parking garage and check them out. Because those tickets are going to be like $1,000 a piece.
My sister's already said, we're going. I'm like, totally.
Listen, your sister's got that doctor money.
She does have that doctor money. Yes, she does.
She's a house of learning doctors, okay? Learning doctors get to go. It's like a Taylor Swift guy. Anyways, all right. But that my idea, I think, would be good. I think if you put like NSYNC or like boy bands in there, I think you would have the nostalgia with something updated. It'd probably go over pretty well.
Okay, so Alyssa says, I miss when Hollywood Studios had the sorcerer's hat as its icon, even though it was otherwise useless. And Autumn said, 100% agree. Chris said, and when the attractions at Hollywood Studios actually fit into the original theme.
Well,
fair.
That's fair.
And Lisa said, I hated the hat when it first went up, and now I miss it.
I missed it. I didn't appreciate it when it was
I
there.
hate it. Oh, I miss you.
Oh, you're gone.
I hated it.
It was weird because it was, I
don't like it.
We went when it was still there, you and I.
Uh-huh.
It was odd. I miss more of MGM than I do of the hat.
Well, I don't know. Like it just didn't. It just looked like it didn't belong.
It didn't do anything. It was just a giant hat.
Oh, they had a little store under it. That's what they had.
Oh, that's right.
Buy stuff under the hat.
Like, come in my hat and buy some wares.
Come in my hat.
And you're like, okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know if I miss it. I think the park flow is probably better with that. But I do agree, back when stuff maybe fit a bit more. When Hollywood Studios was an actual working studio.
Yeah.
As the original premise, that was kind of, something. But
this is the last one for Hollywood Studios. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is better than the Great Movie Ride.
So
depends on how old you are.
Yeah.
Right?
So I said at the time, Great Movie Ride was okay, but it definitely needed like an update.
Yeah.
So in that sense, like I think Mickey and Minnie's is enjoyable and I think it appeals to more people. Like, for instance, our kids like that ride. I like that ride. I think if you had the Great Movie Ride, our kids would never want to go on it because they would just be like, I don't know what this is. So I think I disagree just because it was mostly a commercial for Turner Classic Movies anyways.
Right.
And a lot of the stuff in there didn't work. Like, that's why when it shut down and all these people were like, acting like this big deal, I'm like, there was never a wait for it. Like, for the most part. I think I remember it being like 10, 15-minute waits most of the time. I could be wrong, but me personally, I think I would disagree. But what do you think?
I like them both. I have no problem with either one.
You're supposed to take a hot take.
No, I can't decide because I like them both. I like Great Movie Ride and I also like Mickey and Minnie, so I don't. Neutral.
Listen, the way
spending time in neutral.
The way podcasting works is you get really fired up about something, whether or not you really believe in it or not.
Jared, I have shifted into neutral, and I'm just gonna coast.
By the way, I just want to say right
now
that is maybe how some people do it. When I legitimately care about something and I get worked up about it, I actually legitimately care about it and get worked up about it.
Truth.
That's just letting you know out there. I legitimately loathe bears, but go on.
Loathe.